Hi, this is Mike Hendrickson from Strata Data in New York. I'm here with Raghu Nambiar from Cisco. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
So you're the CTO of UCS at Cisco. What is UCS?
Yes, UCS stands for Unified Computing System. It is our data center compute platform. We introduced this product in 2009. It has been an exciting ride. We have a #1 market share for blade systems in North America, and #2 worldwide.
And so UCS, is that one of the agents used in transforming large companies? I mean, I think you guys, you've written a book recently, Transforming Industry Through Data Analytics, and it's one with O'Reilly here.
Yeah.
And so
UCS is the data compute platform.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is the general purpose platform built on industry standard technologies. So you can run traditional applications of like Oracle, Microsoft, SAP on top of Cisco UCS, and also like emerging technologies like Hadoop and NoSQL. Again, it's a industry standard platform, general purpose. So we have been working with a lot of our software partners to create joint solutions. Some of the joint solution could be for transformation.
Right. Well, I mean, isn't every company either going through transformation or facing disruption, pretty much?
Yes.
In this world?
Yeah.
And you talk a little bit about the disruption in here, especially in cities, energy, manufacturing, healthcare, and transportation. Are those the main, retail too, but
yeah.
everything, right?
Yeah. So if you look at the Fortune 500 list, okay, it was introduced in 1955, I believe. But today, only 12% of the companies are still in the list.
Yeah.
The rest of them are part of the history.
And I wonder if there's a Moore's Law with that list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but if you look at the next 10 years, the companies that are going to survive is going to be the companies who has a strong analytics strategy, okay, data-driven strategy. If you don't have that, you're going to be part of the history. So in this book, I talk about the disruption in 5 major areas. One is the cities. We all live in cities.
Smart cities,
right?
and trying to be smart.
So it is, at present, the urban population is increasing. Okay, by 2030, you're talking about 5.1 billion people living in the cities. It is not going to be sustainable unless we make some significant changes, basically transforming the city to smart cities. Okay, that's one area. The other one is energy, combining technologies like smart grid and smart metering, transforming the utility sector, beneficial to both the providers as well as the customers. Then manufacturing, right? With the Industry 4.0 initiatives, combining the power of IoT and analytics. The other one is healthcare. Okay?
Big improvement.
Big. I mean, I think a significant part of our GDP is spent on healthcare. By connecting technology, we can transform the healthcare industry. Basically, the potential is significant. You can technically connect patients to doctors anywhere using connected technologies. The last one is transportation. That is one of the
closely related to cities.
Closely related to cities.
Yep.
And we have seen like Uber-like innovations in transportation and significant opportunities in that space. From self-driving cars to all kinds of cool things. Excellent.
So, of these industries, which ones do you think are the most forward-thinking? Moving quicker towards bringing a data platform into play, starting to use the analytics and the data that they have to feed into their machine learning and their AI. Are there any industries that are kind of ahead here?
I think utilities are kind of ahead of others, especially with smart metering and a smart grid, followed by manufacturing. Okay, but from a potential perspective, like in a large scale, it's going to be healthcare.
Yeah.
And transforming the cities.
Yeah, healthcare touches everyone pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
Yeah, and cities do too. Well,
Yeah.
they do unless you live in a really remote rural area.
Yeah, there are very few of those lucky people.
There's
Some
still-
of us live in mega cities with 10 million people.
So there's a lot of opportunity for everyone in this new economy that we're developing. This looks like this is the forefront of a new economy that's emerging
Absolutely.
everywhere. So there's going to be a lot of opportunity. How does Cisco help large companies recognize the opportunity and then get involved and do something about the opportunity?
So if you look at digital transformation or next generation of opportunities, it is going to be around connecting the unconnected, right? Like connecting people, connecting devices, and Cisco is the networking company.
Because
Okay.
stuff on the edge in a way too.
Edge and to the core,
Yeah.
right? So if you look at some of the use cases in energy and the manufacturing, a lot of data would be generated at the edge by devices. You have to do a lot of processing at the edge because for two reasons. One is you may not have the network bandwidth. Second thing is you need immediate response, right? So a lot of analytics will have to happen at the edge. Then the data will be sent to the data center core for further processing. So there is a network in between. You have to encrypt the data. Okay, so Cisco is all over this, from the edge as well as the enterprise. And the enterprise data will end up on a Hadoop cluster or a database management system running on Cisco UCS. Again, that is our data center compute platform.
It almost sounds like we're building pipelines and flow again, like we did with oil way back when. It's like if it's at the edge, we're bringing it in and we're making it quick enough to feed into,
Absolutely.
right back out
Yep.
into the field again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
I agree with you.
Or it could be down to the personal level, into a device that alerts you that your blood sugar is too high or...
Yeah. So you have IoT gateway systems, kind of the aggregation tier. Then you have actual devices, the example that you gave with a lot of intelligence, right? That intelligence is going to go pretty much in line with the Moore's law. The compute capability, storage capabilities, analytics capabilities, all are going to be increasing. It's going to be exciting.
So how do you work with your fellow C-level people at other organizations that want to get started? What are the main principles you tell them that they need to put in place before they can even begin this transformation journey?
I mean, first of all, they have to understand their business, okay, and identify areas that you can improve, especially improve based on a data-driven analytics approach. Let me give you an example of retail. Okay, so that industry has transformed a lot over the last several years. Okay, so now, let me give you an example of Amazon. If you go to Amazon.com, buy a book,
Yep.
it is going to make a recommendation. People who bought this book also bought those. Okay, so such recommendation engines, okay, becoming extremely important in a retail industry in general. So basically, know your customer, know their behavior, and offer them personalized recommendations.
Yeah, so on that example, and when we get to real intelligent systems, and I think Amazon is on the forefront of helping us discover, but it doesn't know me. It could go one step further and say, is this book for you when I order it? Because if I start getting pummeled with children's books, obviously I'm buying them for my kids, rather than if I was getting stuff that I really want to read. So
there is a privacy aspect there, but
there is.
That is, you're talking about a personal recommendation for a person, right? Actually, more than retail, I think personal recommendation make more sense in healthcare. If you look at today, pretty much all the medications are general purpose, right? So personalized medication, that is going to be the next big thing in the healthcare.
And maybe even take that a step further. So I'm looking forward to this AI world where we take things really forward and make recommendations. So if your doctor prescribes statins for you, there's a recommendation that these people also have taken red rice yeast. They may drink pu'er tea instead of the statin that can deteriorate your liver. There are other options, but we don't get those now. Is that where healthcare might go to?
So that is the vision around the next generation of healthcare system. I have it in my book, the digitization in healthcare with the big data technologies. So you have sanitized information about a large number of patients. Okay. By running deep learning,
exactly,
you can come up with a personal recommendation for you based on the profiles of a large number of people matches with your profile.
And
it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, it is going to be. So, in your book, you describe 4 different types of analysis. Can you explain why there are 4 different types or what they're for?
Yeah. So I have classified analytics into 4 classes, based on the type of data set and the type of recommendation that your company would be looking for. It's a theoretical, very 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 high level. But another thing that I have done is based on the technology that is available. Right? If you look at analytics, there are software systems that has matured over last several years. I put them into 5 categories. One is the business analytics, the kind of analytics that we have been doing for a while, like enterprise data warehousing and things like that. Second one is big data analytics, primarily from a Hadoop ecosystem point of view, building a data lake and building application on top of that. Third one is IT operations analytics. That is becoming one of the fastest growing areas. Basically, analytics over data generated by applications and machines. The next one is IoT. It's pretty obvious. Analytics at the edge, where the data is produced, and analytics at the core, where historical analysis and model building is done. Last one is AI, deep learning and machine learning with emerging technologies. So 5 categories. That's what I have in the book.
And that's all in here?
Yes.
And how many pages is this? It sounds like there's a lot packed in here. 50, 60 pages?
It's close to 100 pages.
Is it? Excellent, excellent.
This is one step.
So if we were to sit down next year, 12 months from now, and if we were to revisit this book, would you have to do a new edition? Is the world transforming quick enough to where...
So in the next 1 year, maybe 5% new content. But in 5 years, we're talking about maybe 50%.
New.
50% new content.
Because this is looking out in the forefront as it is.
I mean, I have talking about smart cities. Transforming a city is going to take a long time.
Sure.
Right.
Transforming people, governments. Yeah.
And healthcare, again, you're talking about much forward-looking, and transportation, like self-driving cars. And we have come a long way, but we have a long way to go. So
what's going to be the quickest change here in all of these different areas? Is it manufacturing?
Manufacturing would be one area.
The quickest, yeah.
Especially in automobile.
Yeah, Raghu, we look forward to that conversation, and let's see how it unfolds in the future.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks, Raghu.
Exciting.